This is the fourth video about a daily routine, and in this one we'll go through one example day of one fictional person, and we'll just kind of put together the little pieces that we've learned. I'll teach you a couple of new words, and I'll also teach you transition words that will help you put together the sentences and the parts of the day. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll just read it out for you slowly, and then we'll look at it word by word or sentence by sentence. Durante los días de trabajo, de lunes a viernes, me despierto a las 7 de la mañana, pero me gusta quedar en la cama unos 10 minutos más. Después de levantarme, me lavo mi cara y desayuno frutas. Luego me visto, me peino y me cepillo los dientes. Voy a la escuela a las 8. Las clases empiezan a las 8:30. Durante las pausas hablo con mis compañeros de clase y a las 12 comemos el almuerzo. Cuando terminan las clases, los lunes y miércoles voy a un curso de baile y los jueves visito a mis abuelos. Entonces regreso a casa, donde hago mis deberes, leo libros o juego con mi perro. Normalmente ceno junto con mi familia a las 7 de la tarde. Después de la cena vemos la tele o jugamos a juegos de mesa. Luego me ducho, me cepillo los dientes y me acuesto a las 9:30 o a las 10. Okay, so let's go through it a bit more slowly. The first sentence says, durante los días de trabajo, de lunes a viernes, me despierto a las 7 de la mañana. So, me despierto a las 7 de la mañana, you should already know. Despertarse is a reflexive verb and it means to wake up. And this just gives you the time reference. So this is the hour and this is the time of the day, mañana, morning. And this part of the sentence is interesting because it contains something new. Durante los días de trabajo. I think it's pretty clear. Los días are days. Trabajo is work. So this together, this expression means during working days. Durante is during, días de trabajo, working days or days of work. And here you just have them listed from Monday to Friday. So on these days, I wake up at 7 in the morning, pero me gusta quedar en la cama unos 10 minutos más. So the new verb here is quedar. Quedar means to stay or to remain. So this says, I wake up at 7 o'clock, but I like to stay in bed some 10 more minutes. In this case, unos. We've learned that uno is also a number, which means one, and also unos is an indefinite article. But in this case, or in some other cases, it can also be used to say some, like some 10 minutes more. So it's kind of an approximation of a number that will follow. Unos 10 minutos más, so some 10 more minutes. Después de levantarme, me lavo mi cara y desayuno frutas. So después de is one of the first transition words that I'd like to teach you. It means after, so after doing something. And I'll make another video just specifically on these transition words because we'll have a few of them appearing here, but they might sometimes be confusing. So there will be another one that will kind of specify when to use which. But another thing that might have caught your eye is this one, levantarme. What does this mean? You can see that you have levantar in the infinitive form, so not conjugated. But you can also see that the reflexive part is conjugated and it is at the end of the verb. This is something rare. This is something that we did not do. And I also don't really want to bother you with this because this is kind of a different form of saying things, and it is connected to después de. So después de should be followed by an infinitive form, and this form kind of it's very similar to using gerund in English. So this means after waking up. So it's not after I wake up, because in that case this would have to be conjugated, but this means after waking up. Again, you don't really have to worry about that too much. I just wanted to show you a different word so that you wouldn't be freaked out if you see this somewhere. So after waking up, me lavo mi cara y desayuno frutas. This is clear. I wash my face and I eat fruits for breakfast. Luego me visto, me peino y me cepillo los dientes. Again, these are all the things that we've had except for this word luego. This is just another transition word. Luego again means then. So then I get dressed, I brush my hair, and I brush my teeth. Right, yeah, brush my hair, brush my teeth, basically. You can see that Spanish has two different words. So peinarse is connected to hair, cepillarse, los dientes. That's connected to teeth, of course. Los dientes are teeth. Then voy a la escuela a las 8. So I go to school at 8. Las clases empiezan a las 8:30. Again, this is clear. The classes start at 8:30. Durante las pausas hablo con mis compañeros de clase. So again, durante, which means during, just as we had it at the very beginning. Las pausas are breaks at schools or pauses. Hablo con mis compañeros de clase, which means I talk to my schoolmates, classmates. Y a las 12 comemos el almuerzo. And at 12 o'clock we eat lunch. Cuando terminan las clases, so when the classes end, and cuando is something that might be useful when you're putting the pieces of the day together. So cuando, when. The classes finish. Los lunes y miércoles voy a un curso de baile. So this means on Mondays and on Wednesdays I go to a class of dance or course of dancing. The thing that I want to show you here is that when you're referring to a repetitive action that always happens on the same days, we don't really have a preposition here. We don't say en los lunes, so on Mondays, but we just put it into a plural, and then it's clear that it's a repetitive action that happens on those days. So los lunes y miércoles, or los lunes y los miércoles, means on all Mondays and on all Wednesdays, generally. So I go to a class of dance. Y los jueves visito a mis abuelos. Again, this is the very same thing. Los jueves means kind of every Thursday or always on Thursdays. Visito a mis abuelos. This is something new again. Visito is the conjugated form of the verb visitar, which is very similar to English. It means to visit someone. So to visit, I'll just write it here. Visitar. And you always need to have this preposition a there, and then you just put who you visit. So visito a mis abuelos, which means my grandparents. You can see that since this is in the plural form, it has an s in the end, the pronoun also has to be in the plural form. So mi means mine, but since I'm talking about more people that I'm visiting, it has to be mis abuelos, an s at the end of both of these words. Entonces regreso a casa. Entonces is another one of these transition verbs that help you transfer from one sentence to another. And it is basically just a synonym of después de, luego, and cuando. But entonces, it's more immediate. It's more like entonces, kind of like as soon as this ends, I do that. So entonces regreso a casa. I go back home. Donde hago mis deberes? Where I do my homeworks. Okay, hago is the first person of hacer, and it is an irregular verb. So hacer, first person hago, and then it goes on regularly. Yo hago, tú haces, él hace, etc. So don't forget that this is an irregular one, and it's very frequently used. So I do my homeworks. Leo libros, which means I read books. O juego con mi perro, or I play with my dog. If you want to say or, simply it's o in Spanish. The next sentence is, normalmente ceno junto con mi familia a las 7 de la tarde. Normally, I eat dinner together with my family at 7 in the evening. So if you want to say together with someone or something, you say junto con. But if you just want to say together, if you just want to use it as an adjective, that would be juntos. So you could say comemos juntos, which means we eat together. But if you want to specify with whom you eat together, you have to say junto con, and then you say the noun. And we're coming closer to the end. Después de la cena, vemos la tele o jugamos a juegos de mesa. Again, después de, just like here, a transition verb. So after the dinner. Previously I said that después de has to be followed either by an infinitive verb, which we had here. This was the weird form that I talked about. And here we can see that it can also be followed by a noun. So después de la cena, which means after dinner, vemos la tele o jugamos a juegos de mesa. You can see that vemos here is in the first person plural, so it refers to we. So here we said that I eat dinner together with my family, and then this sentence that follows is connected to the family. So together, vemos la tele o jugamos a juegos de mesa, or we play table games or board games. Luego me ducho, again luego, which means then. Me ducho, I take a shower. Me cepillo los dientes, I brush my teeth. Y me acuesto a las 9:30 o a las 10. And I go to bed at 9:30 or at 10.